you think of the Great Barrier Reef or Uluru, you know, the Bungle Bungles, the national parks, they're so precious to us, and they, you know, we want to take our kids there and we want to take visitors there, and that should be exactly the same up in this area. And instead, the gas companies are prioritised and laws are changed so that they get first dibs. Hello.
Hello everyone, this is A Piece of Kate. I'm Emma Pegram.
And I'm Kate Hulett.
It's Tuesday. We're recording on Tuesday afternoon, 25 days to the election.
Mm-hmm. And if you were listening on Wednesday morning, you know that we have 1.5 days until nominations close, which means getting my name on the ballot for the election.
Yeah, which we haven't quite done yet, but you do have some big news to share.
Indeed. All right, so
we couldn't get it renounced. No.
The great dual citizenship debacle of 2025 has come to a glorious resolution. The King himself has renounced me. I am renounced.
He's let you leave.
It renounce. I am now a single citizen of this great nation. And I no longer have a British citizenship.
Congratulations.
I just counted in my sent mail more than 20 emails that I sent over
So
the last week.
I mean, they've been fairly unhinged, but lovable.
It's really, I mean, not to alarm people, but is my style. Just to be honest, I've been dramatic in my descriptions, in my emails. But of course, it's a dramatic situation.
I mean, they've been loving you. You're definitely the talk of the office. They're all talking about you around the water cooler. Yeah. Or do they have those in England? They probably have like fancier fountains. They have fountains.
They have teapots. They have the teapot corner.
They're definitely sad to see you go.
Yes.
Put it that way.
Anyway, so in short, I am now a non-dual citizen. I am able to nominate, and on Wednesday we intend to hand deliver a scroll of my nomination with the 100 signatures from people from the Fremantle community and evidence that I am no longer a British citizen, so I can be on the ballot. Woo! I mean, the first thing I said to you was, I mean, it wasn't the first thing. The first thing I said was thank F. But the second thing was, should we have a party?
Totally.
A Section 44 party. And then I thought it should be a dress-up party for dress as your favourite British or Australian person. But
I do think that's
funny. Yourself.
Who would you go as?
I mean, my first thing goes to the Spice Girl that wears the Union Jack dress. Ginger, the one married to the car person.
Great.
Drive to Survive.
I can see that.
Don't tell me.
Ginger Spice.
Yeah. No.
Jerry.
Yeah. Correct. Okay, let's not get stuck on it.
Yeah.
So, Sunday, we're going to have a party on Sunday.
At the Bowls Club in Spearwood.
Yeah, so...
everyone's invited.
Yeah, everyone's invited.
We'll probably record the podcast from there.
Oh. Good idea.
Did we not talk about that?
Not with me. But it sounds like something that would be fun.
I think so.
And difficult.
Yeah.
Doable.
That's our sweet
Fun
spot.
and difficult is, again, something I'd write on my grave. We went for the scattergun approach at first, which was contact any possible person we've ever met that was British. So that's why my outbox, my sent items are just emails. Please.
Help.
Hello, sorry to contact you out of the blue. Went out in the paper, scattergun approach, emailing every person we've ever met that might know the King of England. And in the inbox, randomly, someone called like Brisbane Broncos 42 or whatever.
That was the email address.
I don't know. It was something like that. Just said, try this guy. And I think it was that guy was the one, literally, that put the key in the door.
Then you just get an email saying, it's done, don't worry.
No, I mean, I sent it one email came back saying, you need to post originals of your British passport and Australian passport by this date in April for us to consider it. Yeah. Obviously, I was like, okay, I've got 15 minutes to get this resolved, and I don't think the Concorde doesn't fly anymore, and I don't know how we're going to do this. And then, so then I just started sending photos, not of me, of my passport. And I mean, obviously I'd already posted certified documents. I'm not insane. So there is going to be 100 photos of me in this office. And you know what I'm going to do when I send my passport back? Fill it with stickers.
Of course you are.
From the campaign.
Obviously.
Beer coasters, stickers.
This is my second rodeo.
Maybe I'll post them a call flute.
I love that.
So it's done. Dunsky. We can
Round of
now
applause.
go like the flippin' clappers and hit.
How exciting.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a huge relief. I know that I was kind of being flippant and lighthearted about it, but we weren't flippant and lighthearted about it.
We were like...
That was my clown face. But
beneath the water we were going.
I was a crying clown. Yeah.
But we had faith in ourselves that we would get it resolved.
Of course. I mean, I live my life like that. Like, it's all going to be fine.
You really fly by the seat of your pants.
But look.
It is fun.
It worked. Okay,
unhinged optimism. That is how you get on the ballot.
Yeah, not a bad tactic.
So we move on. We're moving forward.
So Wednesday today, drop in the nomination. I mean, the nomination is like 500 pages, so I need to get that done this evening. True. Drop it in. Get on the ballot.
Nominations close. Next day.
Focus on the party.
Have a party, then focus on the election.
Yeah.
Jokes. We can do more than one thing at once.
Mm-hmm. I would like to touch on the fact that there was this feeling of like, I described it as people working for a business that feels like it might be about to go under. Like, ooh, with a little bit, how much effort we're putting in. And now that we know we're not going under, it's like energy's back up and we are just ordering, booking, making, creating, delivering. And it's, it feels like, okay, we've got the energy back.
I mean, don't get me wrong, the actions were all happening, but they were happening with like a cloud over them.
Yeah,
and now the clouds
parted,
the sun's come out.
And now there's like rainbows and dolphins in the sky. No, okay. So that's great. Thank you everyone for your patience and for coming along with the cliffhanger situation.
Redacted.
Yes, exactly. Thank you to all the redacted people that helped along the way. And it was really nice to have contact from many strangers with lots of ideas. And ultimately that's probably what helped us.
What else happened today?
Well, you might have seen me doing some dramatic blinking just before. This is the best segue.
It's all drama today.
Yeah.
Dramatic passport business, dramatic eyes.
Yeah. I mean, they are dramatic eyes. I was just meeting with a wonderful First Nations lady who is in town because she's giving a talk tomorrow, Wednesday night, Fremantle Town Hall, about the incredible rock art in Murujuga. And the reason I was doing mad blinking is because when she said there are millions of rock art samples in the Murujuga, up in the Burrup Peninsula, and that they're older than the Egyptian pyramids and like Stonehenge, my eyes went so wide that one of my contact lenses felt folded in half and then went, and now it's floating around my brain because that's how that works. So we did a little bit of interviewing with her, and I'd like to show it to you now.
Please, can you?
If I can.
I haven't had time to catch up on it.
I know. I'll show it to you now. And also, are you coming to the talk tomorrow night?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I have a ticket.
Gorge.
Waiba Wandiwa. My name is Raelene Cooper. I'm a Mardudhunera traditional custodian from the Pilbara.
So you're in Fremantle because tomorrow night there's a talk about the ancient rock art in Murujuga. Mm-hmm. Can you give us a little bit of an idea about if you were talking about the rock art to a group of kids, what would you say?
Well, first of all, I'd tell them to close their eyes, and I want them to pretend that they're sitting on one of their favourite rocks that they've ever been on, or a tree, and that they're looking out into the distance, and everything behind them is all red rocks, lots of trees. And on the other side, they're looking at the blue aqua, warm colours of the ocean that join us from continent to continent. And amongst this area, you would walk over these big chunky rocks, holding your feet steady, and basically seeing in front of you one of the oldest and most amazing artwork, created by human hands. And when you're talking about something that's, 50, 60 plus thousand years old, now that's something to really talk about. We're talking about dinosaur years. So when you're yarning with kids, pretty much dinosaurs were all over this place.
Goosebumps.
And we were chasing them. No, we weren't. So anyways, that's pretty much, look, Murujuga for me, I'm biased because it's my home, and it's just a magical place. The mystery, it's mysterious. It's very spiritual, very significant and sacred to us. They tell us our stories, so it's like our Bible. They have the yarn with Noah and, the old Moses, right? The old commandments. The old, the Bible stories about, the 10 Commandments written in stone. Well, basically, this is our story, written in stone. And it was there, giving us the stories, the pictures of what it is that our ancestors had seen, and documenting it. And so I guess in saying that, it's our history, it's who we are, our identities.
And these etchings, these artworks on the rocks, there's like thousands of them, right?
Yeah, over 1 million.
1 million. And they're as old or older than the Egyptian pyramids?
Oh, certainly. I think there's not been a lot other than archaeologists, anthropologists who've been all over that place, industry, of course. But, the recordings and the data from these, whether it's surveys or whether it's, historians that are documenting all this stuff, it's been, said it's the most remarkable bits of artwork. I mean, you think about it with the stone tools that they had back then to be able to carve into a rock and to sit there for days on end until whatever that was in their minds, whatever they were showing, whatever they've seen, they want to document this so that they know this is going to be there forever.
Literally written in stone.
Yeah.
60,000, 65,000 years later, we can still
see this. And like now, which is so unfortunate with the facts and evidence that's come about, now, in our lifetime, to be told that and see physically and visibly when we go out there, the changes to the rock art, to the surrounding environment, the areas that we would normally go, it is heartbreaking. It's soul destroying to see what our government and industry have done to this, unbelievable universal
treasure.
That's right.
It's treasure.
And it's priceless. You don't put a price on it. And in saying that, it's like I said, it's just soul destroying that they are taking away the identities and the history of the First Peoples.
So there's a talk in Fremantle Town Hall Wednesday night talking about rock art. So you're talking?
Yep.
There's someone talking about the gas companies and the impact of what they're doing in our country. And there's also an expert who's researched rock art and can talk about that. Can you give us, if you're speaking on behalf of Save Our Songlines, do you want to tell us a quick bit about what that your organisation is doing, and if people want to help it, what's the kind of project?
So Save Our Songlines, I guess, was just an appropriate title in what exactly from a woman's part in law, and it is of exactly that, saving the songlines that come from the ngora, from the land, from its people and beyond.
So if I am elected and can represent you in Canberra.
Just say when.
When
I'm
I am
elected.
elected and can represent you in Canberra, what can I do? What can I make happen in order to protect this precious, ancient, spiritual place for you, your family, your future, your past?
Well, I think if anything in terms of protecting anything and preservation, promoting, all in the one, it would be the truth. It would be truth-telling. And that's something that I think is pretty controversial for people. No one likes to hear the truth. But this is the truth from the people. And it needs to be taken at its next level so that everybody has an opportunity to use their voice, to speak. Because too little, too often, people want to talk, but they shy down or they get pushed down, and it becomes such an issue that no one wants to talk. And we could have walked away from this so many times, but this is way too important, not just for myself and family, but for everybody. Because at the end of the day, we all have our own stories, our journeys in our life. This is my dreaming story, and everybody that I've come in contact with on my journey is now a part of a dreaming story. And that's my story. So if I was to ask of anything of you to take to the government, it would be our truth-telling.
Start with the truth, and then everything else will fall into place.
Yep.
The right laws, the right policy,
Yep.
the legislation,
Yep.
the right protections.
Yep.
But we have to start with the truth.
It is. It is. And you can't keep putting on Band-Aid solutions because that ain't work. And my dad always used to say, if you're going to do a job, you do it properly the first time. And at the end of the day, all the government is doing is wasting more and more taxpayers' money for bullshit projects. And instead of really sitting back and sitting down and actually going, well, we need to start, implementing the cost of our people's money into what it is they really need.
Actions, not more paperwork.
No more recommendations.
Yeah.
Recommendations, no. Action, action, action.
Yeah.
That's what we want to see.
Maybe for people who don't know, can you explain what it is specifically about the rock art in Murujuga that is under threat?
First of all the industry that happens there, which kind of has priority over everything else, is destroying it through the actual act of, the roads and the dust and everything that's happening through the industry. But the thing I think, which we'll be hearing about on Wednesday night, is this acid in the sky that's coming from the industry, the gas extraction, is literally eating away at the rocks. So this artwork was engraved into these rocks 65,000 years ago. I mean, it's like thinking about $1 billion. You can't imagine it. 65,000 years ago, people sat there with their hands and with tools and carved pictures and stories to pass through the generations onto these rocks. And now today, it's being eroded through industry and to chase money. It's so gross. And so it's actually another really shameful thing that we're doing, and we're not celebrating this incredible history that exists nowhere else, I guess the issue is, as per usual, Australia is prioritising this industry over this incredible living heritage of our First Nations people. And when you think of the Great Barrier Reef or Uluru, the Bungle Bungles, the national parks, they're so precious to us. And we want to take our kids there and we want to take visitors there. And that should be exactly the same up in this area. And instead, the gas companies are prioritised and laws are changed so that they get first dibs.
And so that they can make enormous profits by exporting gas
Absolutely.
from those projects at no real benefit to Western Australians.
And as we keep saying, they are not paying the royalties of all the other minerals and resources that we have in our country. So we are making barely anything from gas, yet they're hurting people, they're hurting our natural and environment. They're disrespecting First Nations people in every way. And it's not right. In the years to come, it will be looked at as criminal. People need to be held to account, and I think that that's what the ultimate aim is at this point.
Thank you for telling me. Thanks to Ray.
Yeah, I mean, I hope as many people as possible can come on Wednesday night, because it will be a real banger.
Tonight, for the people listening, Fremantle Town Hall.
Correct. Yeah.
Come to the party on Sunday. Here's
Come
the
to the
call
party.
outs.
Yeah.
Party on Sunday. We'll have something up on our website, capeforfremantle.com, at some point, probably tomorrow, where you can RSVP. And while you're there, you can sign up to volunteer, subscribe to our mailing list. You can donate. And now that you know we're definitely running, you don't have to worry about whether
Contribute to
or not it will
the
be relevant.
campaign. I mean, that's what we need.
Yeah.
We need a big contribution, mentally, spiritually, financially.
Totally. We are doing a lot of groundwork this weekend. So if you want to get your steps up and you've got a bit of free time, shoot us a line, sign up to volunteer. You'll get a phone call from a lovely person, as we said the other day. And wherever you're watching to this podcast, you can like, subscribe, follow.
Share it with a pal.
Share it with a pal, leave us a review.
Send us any questions or thoughts. And remember that we love you.
Authorised by K. Hulett, 106 High Street Mall, Fremantle.